Hi everybody and welcome back to another Legends of Runeterra video and gameplay. Today I'm pretty excited about this deck. This is a Riven Zed deck and it's a take on an Overwhelm deck that was based on a concept that was created probably 4 months ago now with Shin and Draven, where we had kind of this Overwhelm units from Noxus supported by Ionia. And yeah, we could kind of buff up these units and then use barriers and stand united to switch these spots of these units and be able to kind of sneak out wins. And that was what I was going for when I was creating this style of deck. But since that one was created, we've had a lot of new cards introduced into the game. So there's a lot of different ways to be able to play this and a lot of ways to, I guess, kind of sneak out wins. And yeah, so some of the cards that we're including, so the champions, like I said, Riven and Zed, they're kind of aggressive champions. They're both producing more, I guess, damage through their abilities. So Zed, he's creating a living shadow when he attacks, so kind of a lot of pressure. He's got quick attack, so he's going to be able to take out units without taking damage himself. And then Riven is going to be producing all of these spells when she's down, so spells that are going to be able to power up, and then also spells that grant Overwhelm, which was the basis, as I said, of this deck. We want to grant our units Overwhelm and be able to sneak out wins and make it really hard for our opponent to block into. And not only that, once Riven is leveled up, her attack stat just goes off the charts. She's going to be doubling her attack with each spell that you use on her. It's going to be increasing it by double, so she can get to a massive attack stat. You can grant her Overwhelm, quick attack, and more attack with her Blade of the Exile. So pretty cool, and you can put that on other units as well. Alright, so here, early game, what we have are support units for Riven. So we're looking to level her up. We're looking to produce these spell cards in hand that are going to be able to buff up our units. So we got Blade Squire, we got Ruin Weaver, and then Riven, of course, who are all producing these parts of the Blade of the Exile. So, and then as kind of another 2-drop, we've got the Young Witch, who's going to be able to support and grant quick attack once again. Alright, so coming up here, early game again, or not really early game, but spells, cheaper spells. We've got Might, we've got Twin Disciplines, and we've got Whirling Death. Those, and Spirit's Refuge, I guess. Those are our main combat tricks that we're going to be using throughout the game to protect our units and also buff them up. Shadow Assassin is in the deck for card draw, and that is basically the only reason we've got her. This deck does not have card draw at all. This is the only option, and it's really easy to run out of steam, and so I feel like the Shadow Assassin is justified in this deck just for that purpose. And she's got some elusive damage as well. We can still buff her up. She's still a pretty good target for these abilities if the opponent doesn't have elusive. And even more importantly, perhaps, there's a lot of Zoe decks running around, so having an elusive unit I don't think is a terrible tech card as well. Alright, so coming here into our late game, we kind of have our heavy hitting units. So we've got Swole Squirrel, we've got Kato the Arm, and we've got Horns of the Dragon. All of these cards are very specific in their role and what they want to do. So the Swole Squirrel is getting extra power every time it strikes, which synergizes really well with all these protections. We've got the barriers, we've got Whirling Death as well that we can use to get this guy pretty darn powerful, and even get a sneaky little win off with him if we put Overwhelm on him and then get Whirling Death, and then target him with Whirling Death. We can get a huge power stat with the Swole Squirrel. Kato the Arm is granting our units Overwhelm, and then that works really well into Horns of the Dragon, who is a 6-cost 4/6. He's got double attack. So if he's got Overwhelm, he's going to be making contact with the Nexus multiple times. And if you can buff him up with all of your spells and abilities, he's going to be a huge threat and huge pressure onto the enemy. Alright, and then our last spell here, Stand United, is a 2-of. We're including it in the deck just so that we can once again get kind of sneaky wins off. We can switch places of our units and make sure that our really big units are going to be making contact with the Nexus rather than our smaller ones that the opponent doesn't necessarily want to block or need to block. And yeah, winning the game through that. So this deck obviously is very buff focused. We're trying to buff up our units, and so that innately provides a pretty large counter for us in Hush and Targon. Any sort of Hush deck is going to be really annoying to have to deal with, or any sort of Frostbite deck as well. So just keep that in mind. Frostbite isn't running around too often nowadays, but there's still a lot of Hush and a lot of Zoe decks, a lot of Targon decks that are being used. So this deck definitely has its limitations, but it does work every once in a while, I get some pretty good wins out of it. So anyway, if you enjoy this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks. Alright, we're going against Ionia and Targon. This is going to be a very hard matchup for us because Hush. You know, it's going to be basically countering exactly what we want to do here. So that sucks just a little bit. Not too happy about that. We do get Shadow Assassin though, which is nice and can block into this Zoe. So I guess we'll see how far we get here. Zoe's been pretty popular recently, so. Alright, we'll take the 2 damage here, and I guess we'll just have to end the round. And I think we're going to be forced to play Shadow Assassin. Actually, you know what? Since I'm not blocking, it doesn't really matter. He didn't get value out of his super cool star chart either. Alright, we're going to play Riven. And we're probably going to open attack, to be honest. This next round, and then play the Shadow Assassin afterwards. So, let's see what happens here. Oh man, he wasted a lot of mana. We get the Overwhelm card. Alright, yeah, we're just going to attack here. We got a barrier too, which is pretty good. Alright, Solari Priestess coming out. And we go for Shadow Assassin here. Pick up a Swole Squirrel. It's pretty funny. Which is perfect because this is going to let me block into this guy. If he picked up Crescent Strike or something, he can use that here. That's fine. Ends up using Concussive Palm. He just wants to make contact with the Zoe, and that honestly is fine, I think. Let's go ahead and put out our Swole Squirrel. This is going to make it very difficult for him to attack with anything else. And I still have room to kind of react here. So he is getting kind of value out of these super cool star charts, but at the same time, I've got a pretty full board here. Alright, so he's silencing my unit. That's still fine. He had to spend 3 mana to do that. Alright, we get quick attack. We're on turn 6 here. So we can play our Horns of the Dragon. And that's pretty cool. We've got Overwhelm with it already. Crescent Strike, maybe? Yeah, there's his Crescent Strike, so that's fine. He's at 5 of 10. And I think we just attack here. And I don't really care if this guy dies. Opens up some space on my board, so this is fine. And gives me a card here that I can use in a couple of rounds. So, not too bad. Deep Meditation. So he is looking to level up here pretty soon. I don't think he's got any more. Maybe he's got one more from the Solari Priestess. It actually depends on what he... No, I don't think he does. Anyway. Alright, I think we put out another Horns of the Dragon here. And we've got some barriers that we can use to deal with this lifesteal, which we're going to want to do. Now, he could still have a Hush, which is annoying. He's just taking that damage? Wow. That's fine. We want 2 Overwhelms. We got that one, quick attack. We don't have it. That's a little unfortunate. I do think we want to level up Riven though. Alright, so we're going to level up Riven here. And I think we go like this.
Violence to end violence. Time for violence. I'll show the hunters.
I think this is fine. I've got a couple of more combat tricks in my hand that I can use. I've got 2 twin disciplines, so we're looking for the hush really.
You are beneath me. I see everyone.
Yeah, he's still gonna have to hush everything, or hush something. Stun. Still gonna lose. I do wish I had produced another Overwhelm ability there, which kind of sucks. But what are we down here? We're at 12. I think we want to make sure to kill this thing. So that's fine. I think we use a barrier. He got something else that he's trying to deal with here?
No more hesitation.
Seriously? It's annoying. He was able to save most of his units, which sucks. Alright, I needed that might this last round. He still had the hush though, which kind of sucks. Alright, so he's going to be looking for a second Silver Sister. So I think we actually have to put out the Young Witch here as an elusive blocker. So this is fine. I don't know that Zoe, well, maybe she does. We don't want Zoe making contact here.
My light shines. Descend upon them. It's too late for you. Why, hello there.
I don't think he'd do this unless he had some way to... Okay, that's wrong. But he's going to have some sort of way to interact with it. Let's go ahead and put down our Rune Weaver. I don't... Why didn't he do that before? I guess he wanted everyone to be elusive?
Reforged, redeemed.
Ooh, that's a really good card. Okay, quick attack. We want to overwhelm Alright, so we attack with everything here. He's got to block. I'm so glad I haven't used Whirling Death yet. The only thing that he could really pick up here is Spirit's Refuge, so I hope he got a full hand of my blades there.
Back, heretic.
Your attack is obvious.
We want him to use them all.
Witness divinity.
We've got enough here.
Believe or burn. Insolence.
It's really good. He's blocking this last one here.
Back, heretic.
Alright, what do we have? Plus 14, wow.
There's still much to answer for.
Alright, so this is enough to win, so I pass it back to him. And now he's going to have to react here somehow. And we want to hope he did not pick up Spirit's Refuge. Alright, so now he's below. That's 5. We were at -2, so I believe we've got the win. Or, wait, is I wrong? Oh, right, because of this guy here. That's right. Yeah, we're still good. Okay, we got it. 12-minute game. It's like, wait, why are we losing? It's because this guy would have gone through still. Okay, that was a pretty intense game there. Our opponent surrendered, so he still had quite a few options in hand there. And we had to get through 2. Well, how many silences did he have? 3 silences? Because he did pick up the Celestial card. That was pretty close. We would have lost probably the next round there if we hadn't won. So we got pretty much the cards that we needed to win. Happy about that. Kind of stressful there at the end. I didn't know that we were going to have enough to actually get the victory, but pretty cool that we did.